Pull now, baby, slow down. She wants Chanelly and the Burke, she get both now. Pretty little thing, skin tone brown.
I cannot believe, Mister, that we're finally talking after all this time, getting to know you. The virtual thing has its benefits, right? At least we get to be together today. Welcome to Al Estrellato, Joe.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to start by saying that you're definitely not new to the podcast world. You know exactly, not only what the podcaster needs to convey, but also, what the interviewee is up to, right? So I wonder if you feel that being you and having done it in the past gives you the prerogative as to, make something different. Obviously, all podcasters nowadays, we're trying to do something different. We're trying to put together something that is really special. And I'm sure, and from what I've seen, this project is really special. What were those ingredients that you definitely said to yourself, I need to put this in? And what was that maybe you tried before that it kind of worked, but not really? And, like, what's in the mix?
Well, what happened is, to me, Twitter is like the home of hate. And if you ever want to get your feelings hurt, go on there and Google your name on there and you could forget it, right? And so one guy was actually criticizing me and said, here comes a show where artists are going to feel safe, where Joe's going to make them feel at home and they're going to be able to talk about what they want to talk about. It's not going to be negative. We're not going to get the tea, and this guy criticizing me was actually right. And so this show is a safe space for artists to talk about their upbringing, hard times, their trials and tribulations, but to feel safe knowing that Fat Joe, who knows them 20, 30 years, is not going to jam them up and pull out some trick question. See, so artists, when we go to interviews, even myself, we always go guarded. Right? This is where they can lay it down. J-Lo knows I'm not going to ask her nothing crazy. Right? And what happens is, because they know it's safe, they're able to open up and give me stories and tell me about things that they would never tell nobody else.
Absolutely. And not only that, I mean, you do know them. And I think that gives you obviously the upper hand because they feel like it's home in a way. It's a conversation that you might have in the coffee house next door, and it's not really going to be a lot different from that vibe that you create in a regular conversation with your friends.
Yeah, but you know what? Every single episode is different. And every single episode is coming with a different lens. And so I interviewed Mary J, and she's so impactful to women that I almost interviewed her from a female standpoint, where I was almost, I was a female. I was talking about empowerment and women and this and this and that. Every episode is different and has a different approach.
And I like, from what I've seen, I like that it's like you meet them and you walk together and you get into the room or whatever and so that really conveys, that ambience, that feeling of, I'm going to like what I hear here, and they're going to be themselves. So, but let me ask you something. How would you say that Joe, the podcaster, obviously is different from Joe, the performer, and even the entrepreneur? Like, did you allow yourself to be something else?
Well, you have to. With me, I'm all about diversifying. And I'm an entrepreneur. I own businesses. I invest. We got TV shows. I am a rapper. We have podcasts. We sell sneakers. We doing everything, right? And so you got to allow yourself to be different at every position. Fat Joe the rapper is a gangster rapper. If you turn on my music, just know you're going to hear some curses. It's going to be much different than Fat Joe the family man with his wife and his kids and this. So it's different. Everything is different. And I know when I make music and when I do talk show, I put myself in the fans' seat. And I want to know what they want to hear. You know, and so I'm giving them the answers. My interview, even though I know you, is geared towards the person who's watching.
Right.
Yo, ask him this. And right there, I ask him that. And then and it's very important to put yourself on the other side of the screen and know what the woman wants to hear, or the guy wants to hear, or the kid wants to hear.
What the audience wants to learn about that person that you probably know to perfection or really well. I wish you nothing but the very best with this project.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to seeing all the episodes. I think you've done an amazing job. And like you said, making it feel different, but by the same token, you know, it's warm and it's a fresh, real, honest conversation. I really appreciate you today. And you have a wonderful
Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye.
For she just rocking the hips. Hey, might have to leave the spot up with this. Stars in the roof, she see rocks on my wrist. She wanna